What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Good morning. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy and we are here at Polderbaan. It is Thursday, December 11th, 2025, and as you can see, it is dry but cloudy, nebulous I would say. It's not going to rain, nor is it expected to rain later in the day, but there's a low layer of nebulosity just above ground level. We have a relatively low ceiling, and that means that airplane visibility is, or at least glide slope visibility is less than optimal. It is going to be a great show though, mind you. 5 747s underway, the A380 is underway, and I also saw that Yillard was referring to an A340 being underway, so full quad squad. A warm welcome to the show, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Marja, good evening. Wolfgang, good morning. Jackie, goedemorgen. And welcome to the show, everybody else. The first airplane of the show, Bulgaria arriving from Sofia. A220, Bombardier C-Series 300. Flight 461. Good morning, everybody else. Arjan, Kilwood, Ronald, Buddy, Martin, Ronald, John, Jero, Hans. Thought I also saw Jörg earlier in the chat. And the reticence. Good morning to you all. How's the color balance, the white balance? It's looking like it might be a tad greenish, yellowish, might be a tad too high. It's now at 5260 Kelvin. If I drop it to 5000, that seems to be a bit more balanced on my screen at least. Marijke, goedemorgen. Peter, goedemorgen. Ruud, goedemorgen. Bobbers, good morning. James Mail, good morning, mate. Good to see you again. Martin R, yes, 25 maanden met AMS Live, he writes in a highlighted message celebrating 25 months of membership. Martin, mate, dankjewel. Thank you so much for your ongoing support. I hope that everything in the lounge is still to your liking. If it isn't, let me know. Let me see what I can do to make things better, to make your experience more pleasant. Hope you're going to stick around for many more months to come, Martin. Dankjewel. Thank you so much for your ongoing support. Now, I don't have the A340 on flight radar. I do have the rest. This is the current status quo. As you can see, low layer of clouds. It should get better as the day progresses. Sunshine is expected later in the day, but it's a bit hazy. 4 kilometers of visibility below the ceiling. The ceiling is at a measly 400 feet. 13 knots of wind. The wind is blowing, so hopefully it's going to blow blue sky towards us. The wind is blowing from the south-southwest. Looking on flight radar, the first 747 is already in Dutch airspace by the looks of it. Yeah, it has just entered the Netherlands. Coming from Nairobi, KLM Cargo, a 747-400 freighter, the CKC. We have 2 747s arriving from Miami. One will arrive shortly before noon and one will arrive shortly past 1. And from the other side we have Cargolux arriving shortly before noon. Saudia arriving shortly before noon, and we have the Emirates A380 arriving shortly after noon. So the hotspot of today's show is going to be around 12 and 1, mostly around 12 and 12:30, but and there's an A340 underway as well apparently. I don't have that on flight radar. If anybody can tell us when that is due. But yeah, full quad squad. It's been a long time, and particularly seeing 5 747s in one stream. Lately it has been abysmal on the 747 front, so I'm happy to see that today at least we are having a handful of them. In the meantime, guten Morgen, Fritz, Erik, goedemorgen. Richard, goedemorgen. Luc, goedemorgen. Hey, good evening. Stacy. Fern Sebastian, guten Morgen. Abhishek, good morning. Buwao, good morning. Hey, and Buwao was in the first airplane. Nice, very nice. ETA of the A340, 10:29. Thank you, Maria. So the second quad squad member of the show then probably, or what is the ETA of the CKC? That's probably going to land a bit earlier, right? This is Air Dolomiti, Embraer 190. A full quad squad in the show today, wow. Familie Valkering, goedemorgen. And Jillard says that A340 is now in the vicinity of London. So yeah, that's still further away than the CKC is, which is already in Dutch airspace. This is Lufti flight 2302 arriving from Munich, an A320. Behind it, the first Delta of the show, flight 136 arriving from Detroit, A330-300. Obviously has the potential to get loud. Will it do so? That is always the question. Indeed, Ronald, a belated St. Nicholas celebration with so many queens. A nice gift to all of us. Good morning, Derek Klaguna. Hey, Sardi, also back in the chat. Good day. Good to see ya. And thank you so much for your continued support. 2 months as a member, and I hope that those 2 months have been to your liking. If not, please let me know. And by all means, let me know what I can do better to improve your experience as a member. Over here it is calm. We do have Harried Heron over there. Somebody walking over there. Utility cart and all. It's still muddy over here. I thought I was smart by treading through what seems to be the path of tractor tires. I almost fell into the mud. Luckily, I can clean my shoes quite easily. Plus, I also took old shoes out today after Sunday's experience. The utility cart is a different story. The bottom of that is full with mud, moist mud. Need to rinse that off with water, I think. Hey Klaas, goedemorgen. We need more chips. Now, do you mean chips, the Dutch chips, crisps, or do you mean chips as in chips, fish and chips, fries? Okay. Modest really, but not much else than that. Not a particularly loud landing or anything. Hey Dolf, goedemorgen. Marissa, goedemorgen. Good to see you again. Friedrich, guten Morgen, good morning. All right. First KLM triple of the show is going to emerge from the fog/clouds pretty soon. KLM Flight 592 arriving from Johannesburg in South Africa. Indeed, Franz Sebastian, rubber and Larsen weather. Were it not that when you I do have rain boots, they are really cold. Even if you wear ski socks over your regular socks, it is still very cool and cold. Anyway, think on the way back I'm going to walk a bit towards the excrement bridge because it seems that over there is a path where the mud is absent. In the meantime, YPPH Plane Guy just became a member of the Aurora Sky Lounge. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge and thank you so much for your vote of confidence and support. Hope you'll find everything you need in the lounge. You'll find the custom emojis that you'll have at your disposal from now on. And if you need to know where stuff is, ask around. Many have gone before you and will happily show you the way. And that also goes for the 10 new members, courtesy of John Logan. John, good morning, and mate, thank you so much for such an incredible gesture of generosity so early on in the stream already. 10 gifted memberships, courtesy of John Logan. Mate, thank you so much. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge, those 10 new members as well. Don't forget to say thank you to John if you are one of the 10 recipients, and have fun with those custom emojis. As a gifted member, you have them at your disposal for a month. Enjoy them while the getting is good. John, mate, thank you so much once again. Incredible generosity so early on in the stream already. 10 new members courtesy of you. Radio Red October, good morning. Tuning in from Finland. Welcome to the show, mate. Aditina, goedemorgen. Alex, goedemorgen. Thought I heard tires from firefighter trucks behind me, but that was incorrect. I misheard. I haven't seen the firefighters yet, so hopefully we'll get to see them somewhere later in the morning. Hadi Bas, goedemorgen. Hey Malky, good morning, mate. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Malky is celebrating today. He has been a member for 29 months now, and he writes, another month flies by. Thanks for all you do, boy. Well, you're welcome, Malky. Thank you so much for sticking around as a member for such a long time already. You know what I'm going to say, right? If anything is no longer to your liking, or if anything is amiss, let me know and let me see what I can do to make your experience better. Thank you so much, Malky. I hope you're going to stick around for many, many more months to come. Ideally as a member, but if not, that's also perfectly fine. Being a member is just optional and not required. You do need to be a subscriber if you want to participate in the chat. So if you are new to the channel and you do fancy participating, or if you have a question, hit the subscribe button and ask your question. Don't be afraid to say hi if you're new to the channel. It's not mandatory. Our Lurkers Lounge is well stocked and also very comfy, but it is always appreciated if people say hi. Now, this was EasyJet, and after EasyJet, Pilot Sander. I already thought I recognized that figure with his utility card. Pilot Sander in the house. Great minds think alike. Were you able to trot through the grass without getting your feet all muddy? Because my feet are incredibly muddy right now. Yeah, what the fudge are they doing? Sander is also surprised by what they have done here. Hey Jean-Yves, salut mon ami. Johan, goedemorgen, and thank you so much for your continued support as well. Johan celebrating 21 months of membership, and he writes in Dutch, and I'm staying on as a member. Mate, thank you so much for your kind words and for your continued support. Just a quick check, that was a pigeon, huh? And no, that's not a pigeon. That's that's a predator bird. But this is a pigeon. Yeah. So we have a pigeon and a predator bird respectively here on the lanterns. Johan, mate, again, thank you so much for your continued support. And if anything is amiss in the lounge, let me know. Let me see what I can do to make things better. Leo, Annette, Mr. Mika, good morning. Koos, goedemorgen. This was United Flight 909. The Wide Bodies Fest is continuing. KLM Flight 682 arriving from Vancouver will be next. Not yet visible, so that gives us a good opportunity to have a look at this beautiful specimen of a predator bird. Check it out. Fidel Castro, and he is posing for us. What a beautiful bird. Prettiest bird that we have seen in the show thus far, if you ask me. hiking shoes on. Yeah. Same here, same here. I had to use the grass to wipe my feet clean from all the mud. Here we have KLM flight 682 arriving from Vancouver, Canada, A330. A small Falcon. Well, there you go. Not a Kestrel, but a Falcon. Hey, Mike Wild, good morning, mate. Good to see you again. Hey, Stefan, also in the chat. Good to see you, mate. I saw your message. Stefan messaged me that he is going to leave for, what was it, Vancouver tomorrow? And he should make a stop over at Schiphol and is going to arrive with Tarom in the morning. He has a flashlight. You can see the flashlight already in the community section. He posted it. 350 lumen, right? Let's see how much light that is going to give us. Looking forward to that. I hope it's going to stay dry because for tomorrow it might, we might see a bit of rain. I hope that's not going to happen in the morning hours. Preferably not at all. I think we've had enough moisture and cloudiness and grayness for the upcoming winter season. But yeah, you never know. Chinese triple. China Southern Cargo flight 495. 777 freighter. Almost 12 hours on the way. 11 hours and 53 minutes. Morning, Wolfgang. I already thought I said hi to you, but maybe you missed that. Good morning, mate. Hope you're all is well. Wolfgang will lend him his nice. That's a nice gesture, mate. Now, have another look here at this beautiful Falcon. Come on, give us a little smile. Yeah, this is digital zoom. Don't want to use too much digital zoom because it's just magnifying pixels. This is the top end of optical zoom. As much as I can magnify. It's really close by. It's the first lantern over here. I think it might be 25 meters or so away from me. A bit further away than Delta Airlines 74 is. This is it, arriving from Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah, indeed, Sander. I also saw that. 5 747s in the morning, the A380. Now, I didn't know about the A340, but there's also an A340 coming. Within half an hour, actually. So the clouds are thin, they're just at a low level. Every now and then it is possible to see a bit of blue. In fact, over there is also a little hole in the clouds. So it's really not that densely clouded, but dense enough for us to make it hard to see the glide slope. Our first next airplane is KLM flight 642, arriving from New York, JFK. 787-10 Dreamliner. Delta Airlines Flight 142 will be next after that. The first 747 of the show is flying base. Will turn in a few moments from now and is going to be the 4th arrival here. Hey Deloire, good morning mate. Good to see you again. Good morning Jetplane. Good morning Tom. Josie, good morning. Welcome to the show everybody. Hope you're doing well. Don't forget to leave a like if you're enjoying the show thus far. It supposedly helps to help the channel reach a wider audience, make it more gezellig in the future, with even more people in the live chat. QJ also back in the chat, good to see you mate. Goedemorgen. Biebe Bas, goedemorgen, good morning. Bit of wind, and with the exception of Harry Heron, no aquatic birds in the water. Not sure if Freddie Falcon's presence has anything to do with it. My, what a beautiful bird. Sander says that the Surinam flight 994 is over the North Sea now. An A340-300 from Highfly in the global airline livery. I don't think we've seen that in the stream here before, so that should be a channel premiere. Delta Airlines Flight 142 is going to be next, arriving from Seattle, Washington. This is an A330neo. 9 hours precisely underway according to Flight Radar. 6-year-old airplane, first flight July 2019. Beautiful cables emanating from the flap tips. And Dustin PC 1988 is also back in the chat and he is celebrating half a year of membership. Good day to watch the stream. So many quad squads indeed. Indeed, Dustin. A great day. A great day for a live stream. Although the weather is a little less than optimal. Not sure if those were pigeons. I am actually surprised to see pigeons here. Me and Sander Sake were here, of course, on Sunday, and after the stream ended, we also saw them. So that is a very interesting observation. I don't recall having seen pigeons here before until last Sunday. Today, the second day, now we're able to see them. Next airplane arriving is going to be KLM Flight 741, arriving from Cartagena in Colombia, which is right next to Ecuador. This is a 787-10 Dreamliner, 8 hours and 48 minutes underway. 5-year-old airplane, PHBKI. First flight was in August 2020. And Josie is also celebrating today 1.5 years of membership. Thank you, boy, mods, and AMS livers. Well, thank you so much, Josie, for your continued support. Hope everything in the lounge is still to your liking. Hope you're going to stick around for many more months to come. And thank you for your kind words. Gurdeep, good morning. Frans, goedemorgen. And welcome to the show, everybody else who may have joined in the meantime. First queen of the show is going to be next. And before it becomes visible, thank you so much, Arjan and Malky, who both just now went ahead and gifted 5 memberships each. Both of you, thank you so much for your generosity. A warm welcome to the 10 new members who just received a membership either from Arjan or from Malky. Don't forget to thank your respective gifter. Have fun with the custom emojis. You have them at your disposal for a month. If you enjoy the membership, consider renewing it once your gifted membership expires. Thank you both, lads. for your generosity, and welcome to the Sky Lounge new members. The first queen of the show is the PHCKC, arriving from Nairobi, which is the capital of Kenya, which is a country in Africa. 8 hours and 38 minutes on the way. The airplane is 21 years old, first flight January 2004. The question obviously is, will it get loud or won't it? We'll have to find out. We will find out soon enough. Let's look and listen. KLM style landing. Idle reversers and rolling out. 1 down, 4 to go. Hey Vero, goedemorgen. And welcome to the show, everybody else who may have joined us. You're still watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We're here at the Polderbaan, and this was the first of 5 747s for today's show. The A380 and an A340 are also expected. You guys were also wondering about the Pigeon. Have a look. It is still there. Pigeon isn't afraid of the Falcon, but the Falcon is 2 lanterns further to the north. Ooh. Come on. And that's what you get when you go to autofocus. This is KLM flight 598, which is arriving from Cape Town. The A340, 9 minutes out. Obviously, Cape Town is in South Africa. Hey Veronique, goedemorgen. And Mark H is also back. He is watching from FOMO and not Hong Kong. FMO, where is that? I know a lot of airports by their abbreviation, but not this one. Don't recognize it. Hey, good morning, Helsinki spotting. Good morning. Hey, nice. Nice. Yeah, the thrust reversers were disappointing indeed, Sander. Typical KLM fashion. Rolling out. Now, in the meantime, let me also prepare the heated gloves, because with the wind, the fingertips do get a little bit chilly. Next airplane to arrive is going to be EasyJet flight 2921, arriving from Bristol. That is an A320. EasyJet A319 after that, and the first CRJ of the show next after that, so that's now the third to land. Hey Pete, what up mate? Münster Osnabrück, thank you Mark. FMO, that makes sense. Because there's not a lot of FMs and O's, well the O is in Osnabrück. Okay, the Falcon has gone, it's I think hunting above the field right now. Yeah, it's above the excrement bridge by the looks of it. I'm not showing you because I am preparing my heated gloves, putting in the batteries. Hey Alexander, goedemorgen, good morning. And welcome to the show everybody else. who has joined. If you joined us only just now, you may have missed the first 747 already. Mind you, there are 4 more coming. The A380 is coming, and there's also an A340 a few minutes out from now. Full quad squad show today. It's been a long time since we were able to see 5 747s in just a few hours of time span. Next up, EasyJet, arriving from London Gatwick.
You know, fish, chips, cup of tea, bad food, worse weather, Mary fucking Poppins, London.
Gatwick. Right. No. Thought I saw the Falcon again. Next up is going to be the CRJ, the first CRJ of the show, SAS Flight 1553, arrived from Stockholm. Celia, good morning. Klaus, good morning. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, one and all. Next airplane to arrive is going to be SAS Flight 1553, arriving from Stockholm. And the A340-300 is already visible on my small patch of flight radar. It's flying to the east. It's flying over the Gulf of Yorkshire still. It's looking to become the 3rd airplane to land here, including this one. Flughafen Münster Osnabrück. It makes sense. It does make sense after all. Another Predator bird by the looks of it at the 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock of the CRJ. Nice flap tip vortices. Butt shot in-house. Sander says that the 747 Cathay Pacific is now taxiing to the runway. Hey, bonus queen, nice. So there's a bonus queen coming. Sander just announcing that there is a Cathay Pacific bonus queen at Paris Charles de Gaulle, which is headed for us. So that makes 6 747s. And check it out, bits of blue here, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully it is going to get more sunny pretty soon. In the meantime, a massive big thank you to Mark H, who just now went ahead and gifted 5 memberships. Mark, thank you so much for your generosity. A warm welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge. Those 5 new members, don't forget to say thank you to Mark. Enjoy those custom emojis, 34 of them. Use them however you see fit. The more inappropriately you can use them, the more fun it usually is. So get creative with them, I implore you, and that goes for all members, new and old. Mark, thank you once again for your generosity, and a warm welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge new members. Good morning, Lulu, and good morning to all others. Hey Arjan, goedemorgen. So, let's recapitulate. We already saw 1 747 landing here. There are now apparently 5 more underway instead of 4. So there's a bonus queen headed for the runway at Paris, which should be here within the hour then. After takeoff, 45 minutes or so. Next, after this airplane, we are going to see the A340-300 flying on behalf of Surinam. The A380 is also expected, so that makes 6 747s, 1 A340, 1 A380, That makes 8 Quad Squad members in this show. All before, what is it, 1:15? Local time. Air Arabia Morocco. Arriving from Morocco, which is in the north of. I can even see a bit of a contrail remnant over there. Or no, I can actually see the airplane producing a contrail. So it is actually nice and sunny. Can we see sunspots in the meantime? With the right density, you can. Now, obviously, I'm not going to try and spot sunspots right when the A340 is arriving from the other side. We're awaiting the A340 flying on behalf of Suriname to become visible. I think it's going to be a channel premiere because it is global High Fly Malta, but in the global livery. Arriving from Paramaribo, there it is. 8 hours, 24 minutes and away. The airplane is 25 years old already. First flight was in October 2000. The 9 Hotel Sierra Uniform November. Hey Gilberto, good to see ya. Welcome to the show, mate. And get well soon. Gilberto is at home, being sick. Wishing you a speedy recovery. Suriname flight 994. Will it get loud? Let's look and listen. Wow, nice. Extremely controlled landing there. Beautiful. That was buttery smooth. Absolutely lovely. Well done. Well done. Apparently class has to go again. Hopefully see you again later, mate. Thanks for stopping by already. Hey, good morning, Acquainted. Welcome to the show, everybody else. You're watching AIM is Live. My name is Boy, and if you are liking what you're seeing, don't forget to leave a like. Maybe subscribe if you haven't already. Tell a friend. It'll help. So, hey, check it out. Evan is also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Top of the morning, Senor Rodriguez. And Evan, as one of our longest standing members, is celebrating 31 months of membership today. Mate, thank you so much for your ongoing support. You know what I'm going to say, right? I hope that everything in the lunch is still to your liking. If it isn't, let me know. Let me see what I can do to make things better. Always a pleasure to have you in the chat, mate. And I hope you're going to stick around for many, many more months to come. If not in the lounge, then at least as a regular, recurring visitor. And indeed, that was a nice looking A340. Still is. Still is. What else is there in the pipeline? Well, 5 more 747s apparently. Bonus Queen from Paris, Cathay Pacific Cargo, 7478 is also coming. There's an A380 still underway. In the meantime, Jackie is also celebrating today. He is celebrating 29 months of membership. 29 for me, he writes. Thank you so much, Jackie, for your continued support as well. Not only as a member, but also as a very valued moderator. I hope that both are still to your liking, and if either of the two isn't, let me know. And let me see what I can do to fix it. Hope you're going to stick around for many more months to come. Ideally as a moderator and as a member, but if not, that's also perfectly fine, mate. Good morning, JP Mac, who's tuning in from New Zealand. Another Kiwi in the show. Welcome to the show, mate. And Mexican Evan from Santa Monica says, keep the vodka coming and I'm staying. I am surprised you're not asking for tequila, mate. We have cute sombrero, we have a brand of tequila here in liquor stores that has a cap that has a sombrero attached to it. So it's looking like the bottle has a small sombrero on. Very cute. When I was still in college, me and my classmates used to get those whenever we had a party or something. Not necessarily the best brand of tequila, but that's to be expected. But it is nice. I think they still sell it. KLM flight 1402. No Karen Kevin on this 737. Another 737 next after that. KLM flight 1578 arriving from Lisbon. Matt, goedemorgen. And Terry is also back. Terry is celebrating 26 months of membership. Just 26 months for me, mate. It's not just. 26 months is a long stretch. And I want to thank you so much, Terry, for your support all those 26 months. I hope everything in the lounge is also still to your liking. If not, let me know. Just 26 months. That's nonsense, mate. There are many, many members who haven't even gotten to half of that. Thank you so much, Terry. And congratulations. Wolfgang asks golden or silver. Yeah, that's right. They sell it in I think 2 varieties. Although I don't remember the name of the brand. Hey Michael, goedemorgen. Martijn, goedemorgen. Hey, and congratulations. Mexican Evan is actually sober for 2 weeks now, mostly because he's waiting for his ID replacement to arrive by mail and taking just a small break. Do you need to take a blood work test to get your ID renewed or something? Maybe I'm not understanding the relation between staying sober and waiting for an ID to arrive per mail. Taking a break is always a good thing. Everything is good in moderation. At least, well, not necessarily everything. You guys know what I mean. In the meantime, I am looking up and around me and I am seeing that there are more openings now in the sky, so that bodes well. Hopefully it's going to open up even further. We have more 747s on the way, and wouldn't it be nice to also start seeing glide slope shots later in the show. Next up, KLM flight 758 arriving from Panama City, 787-10 Dreamliner. Nine hours and 10 minutes on the way. The PHBKK, Bravo Kilo Kilo. Oh yeah, Sierra. Wolfgang knows it. You need the ID to buy alcohol. I get it. Yeah, check. Bibi the Bus is thinking about opening up a can of beer or a bottle of beer pretty soon. It's always beer o'clock somewhere in the world, isn't it? First aquatic bird has been sighted, and it is Gary Grebe of all the birds out here. I'm very disappointed in how quickly my pen axis is already getting really light. It's hard to not go very shakily with the panning today, I'm noticing, even though there is little to no wind. It's going to... I think I'm going to bite the bullet and upgrade my tripod. I think I'm going to order it before the weekend. El in the meantime, flight 337 having arrived from Tel Aviv. No carrier cabin on the El. But it does come equipped with a set of functional reversers. It looks a bit blue on my screen. Maybe it is better to up the white balance a bit further. Maybe going back to the 5260 I had it on earlier. Air Europa arriving from Madrid up next. And indeed, Jörg, louder than the KLM Cargo 747, that little LL. That's also why I am always happy to see Ryanair. The Ryanair pilots often use their reversers, and even though they fly Diamond a dozen 737s, when applied they do get loud and can be louder than an idle reverse landing wide body. So slowly but surely things are looking to open up here, and that's good because there's plenty more coming. Quick look on flight radar tells us the status quo. So we have the bonus queen arriving from Paris, which still has to take off by the looks of it. Transavia Retro is also flying just west of Barcelona on its way over here, arriving 12:20, so going to land on the Polderbaan. This Apex Logistics 747 is expected 10 minutes to noon, and this one is expected now at 1:30. And we have Saudia expected 3 minutes to noon and 3 minutes past noon. Cargolux, the Emirates A380 expected around 12:20. So that's the current status quo. Looking good. If you don't have to be anywhere, stick around. Plenty more is coming, as you can see on flight radar. This is KLM Flight 1352 arriving from Prague in the Czech Republic. After that we are going to see KLM Flight 644, which is a Dreamliner arriving from New York JFK. Jemhuis, goedemorgen. Bart, goedemorgen. Marino, good morning. Anko, good morning. Armin, good morning. Welcome to the show, one and all. Glackman Track, good morning. Hey Jonah, good morning. All is well on my end, Jonah. Hope all is well on your end too. Next up is KLM, flight 644, arriving from New York, JFK. 787-10 Dreamliner. Do get the impression that the airplanes start to become visible a little bit earlier than in the beginning of the show. Next after that, an EasyJet A320 Neo, or Neo, arriving from Edinburgh. Neo. Hey, good morning Dinesh, and welcome to the show everybody else who may have joined us. Maria asks about Lisa. She is starting to feel better slowly but surely, but it's very stubborn, whatever it is that she caught. Still coughing a lot, although it is getting a bit better now. She doesn't have a fever anymore. That luckily already passed last weekend, but she's still not feeling as before. Although it is getting better each day, ever so slightly. Still very fatigued, despite sleeping a lot. Hey Berend, goedemorgen. Niels ook, good morning. Bart, goedemorgen. Thea, goedemorgen. I will do that, Maria. I will do that. Thank you so much. EasyJet flight 27836, arriving from Eden.
Bruh.
Slowly but surely, Sander, slowly but surely. We're the only two right now over here. Great minds think alike. Sander even has a chair with him. Obviously, he's not filming all the narrow bodies that I am constantly or mostly filming. You can see it's absolutely getting better, slowly but surely. Over here, birds in the field. And the next airplane at the horizon. This is BA flight 432, arriving from London Heathrow.
You know, fish, chips, cup of tea, bad food, worse weather, Mary fucking Poppins, London.
Karsten, guten Morgen und herzlich willkommen. Good to see you again. Dino, goedemorgen, good morning. Dennis, good morning. We'll make sure not to call you Shirley, Dennis. A320 Neo, Turkish, 1951 behind it. Today, a Dreamliner 7879. Hey, that's nice, Thea. Thea says the family will arrive from Curaçao in 3 minutes. The TUI Dreamliner, flight 393. Well, they should be landing here in a few minutes, if it was well then. Hey there, Donna. Good morning and welcome back. Tom, goedemorgen. Welcome back, mate. Next airplane, Turkish flight 1951, arriving from Istanbul, Turkey. 7879 Dreamliner, 2 hours 56 minutes on the way. Nominal ballpark nominal flight duration 3 hours is usually what these airplanes average. 5-year-old airplane, first flight January 2020. Marissa says that KM Malta is the first plane assigned to center. Means also that Indigo is going to center. Ah, no. Come on. That is typical. Hey there, Belgian Rail. Good morning. Yeah, well, it is 10:43 and KM Malta is flying where? KM Malta is flying... Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, by the time KM Malta is over here, it will be 11 o'clock approximately. Haha. Thea's relatives are arriving from Curaçao and Martin Air will be going back to Curaçao again in 3 months. Nice. It's not that long ago that you already went there, isn't it? Hey, Chris Rico, also back. Good to see you. Adriaan, goedemorgen. Alright, fireworks are being set off. The bird control must be in the vicinity. Yeah, there's definitely more patches of blue. Also looking to the west, further away. Looking up here. Another control remnant visible. I think I might still be able to hear the airplane that produced the contrail. Hey Joop, goedemorgen. Joop is tuning in from Sweet Lake City, aka Zoetermeer. Next airplane arriving is BA City Flyer, arriving from London City. It is an Embraer 190. Sweet Lake City. Utah has Salt Lake City, but we have Sweet Lake City. Hey, nice. Martin is doing well. He has a little home over there in Curaçao. Goed bezig. Lekker. So how many times a year are you flying up and down to Curaçao then, Martin? Next airplane arriving is TUI Flight 393, arriving from Curaçao. 7878 Dreamliner. Hey, Frans de Kok is also representing Sweet Lake City. Sweet Lake City, well represented today in the live chat. to flight 393, arriving from Willemstad, Curaçao. 8 hours, 23 minutes on the way. The PHT FK Tango Foxtrot Kilo, 11 years old. First flight May 2014. Oh, wow. I just received a notification from PayPal. For a very, very generous donation by Jan Willem Wanders, who writes in Dutch: Dag boy, voor het streaming van de site. Met vriendelijke groet, Jan Willem. Jan Willem, mate, thank you so much. That is incredibly generous and incredibly sweet. Very sizable donation by Jan Willem Wanders just now via PayPal. Mate, thank you so much. I hope you're still in the chat, able to hear me say thank you. Extremely generous. Thank you so much. Dankjewel Jan Willem, and thank you so much for the kind words as well. Peter also on his way to Curaçao again in January. Hey Batsy, good morning. Welcome back, mate. And Glackman Track is celebrating for the first month, but I'm here for the long run. Glackman Track writes, well, thank you so much for the support thus far, Glackman Track. Hope the first month in the lounge has been to your liking. Let me know if anything is amiss. Let me see what I can do to make things better. Don't forget, guys, if you are enjoying the show, leave a like if you haven't already. It'll help to bring in more people. For some reason, the channel is growing in subscribers, but declining in views. I think it is still the NATO Summit effect. Gineke, goedemorgen. Curtis, good morning. Curtis says, boy, you have been my most viewed YouTube channel this year because I'm watching you a lot in my home office. Well, thank you so much for letting us know, Curtis. I hope that the channel is to your liking. Where are you from? Are you tuning in from far away? Ah, and Jan Willem is in the chat and he has been able to hear me. Thank you so much, Jan Willem. Nice to see that you were able to hear me say thank you. Hey, and you're welcome, Thea. And in the meantime, Scott is also celebrating no less than 16 months. Good to see you're back. Hope you are well, he writes. I certainly am, mate. Thank you so much for your kind words and for your continued support. I am doing well. Thank you for asking. The absence was a combination of things, mostly bad weather, and there were a few days with good weather, but then I either had other things to do, such as taking Lisa to the doctor for one time, or being away. That was before she fell ill. Weekend in Antwerp. Although we did have to go back home a bit earlier due to Lisa not feeling well at the time. Walking through a museum when one of you is burning up already, that's not a good thing and not very sustainable, unfortunately. Batsy also celebrating the first month of membership. Best stream in all of Amsterdam. Hi from Brisbane. Well, mate, thank you so much for the kind words. Hope that everything in the lounge is still to your liking. Thank you so much, Batsy. And greetings back to Brisbane, where there are more fuckers flying around than there are over here. We do have a lot of fuckers, a lot of motherfuckers as well. They usually aren't flying. Right, KLM flight 1070 arriving from Southampton. That's an Embraer 175. And next after that is going to be Tarom, flight 361 arriving from Bucharest. That's the flight that Stefan will be on tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. So, current status quo, looking to the east, things look like so. Looking to the south, things look like so. Looking to the west, you can see bits of open sky. And if you look to the buildings, you can even see that the sun over there is already out. Lastly, going back to the north, this is what it looks like. Now, in the meantime, Glackametrek just now went ahead and gifted 5 memberships. That is incredibly generous, mate. Thank you so much for your generosity. And a warm welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge new members who just received a membership from Glackametrek. Don't forget to say thank you to Glackametrek and enjoy those custom emojis that you now have at your disposal for a month. They're there to be had fun with, so make sure that you do. That goes for all members, new and old, gifted and non-gifted. 34 of them. Have fun with them. Use them creatively. And also a massive, massive big thank you to Sardi, who says, Butsy the Brizzy Bandito legend, good day. Well, thank you so much, Sardi, for your shout out to Butsy the Brizzy Bandito legend. That's a nice nickname to have, Butsy. You must be doing something right. People call you like that. Down him in the house. Next up will be a Bombardier C-Series 300 A220 Croatia Airlines flight 450. Adi Pieter, goedemorgen. It's 10:53 on my phone, and that means that in 7 minutes from now, parallel arrivals are going to commence. Marissa already mentioned earlier that KM Malta is going to be the first flight that will go to center. Means that the Air Oink Oink that is now turning in is the last airplane for the next 40 minutes, arriving from the east, landing on the Polderbaan. You guys know the drill by now, most of you at least, most regulars will. From 11 until 11:40 we will have parallel arrivals with everything from the east going to the center runway, which is going to open up in minutes from now. Everything arriving from the west and the south will mostly go to Polderbaan, unless of course a runway inspection is going to commence, in which case you will see a temporary closure of the runway, but that can always happen. And then from 11:40 until 1 o'clock, if all is well, all inbound traffic will once again come exclusively to the Polderbaan, runway 18 right, the runway we are standing right next to. And also a shout out from Butsy to Sardi, the Townsville Tycoon. You guys have the best nicknames for each other. Absolutely loving it. Well, shout out to you then, Sardi, the Townsville Tycoon. And thank you so much for your donation and for the shout out, Butsy. Absolutely loving it. Don't see that over here in the live chat that Europeans have nicknames for one another. At least not to my knowledge. If there are people who do have a nickname, let me know. I'm curious. I'm curious to learn. Squeaky brakes, it's not an Embraer but an A220 actually, where the sound is coming from. Beautiful butt shot here, looking at A220 right in the butt. And thanks for the heads up, Scott. The 747 arriving from Paris is underway. Bonus Queen, it wasn't a flight radar yet before going live, so that's the 6th. Actually, my title is misleading because not only are there going to be 5 747s in today's show and the A380, but also we already saw an A340 and the 6th 747 is underway. Here we have an A220 with a Karen cabin. JetBlue will be next after this, arriving from Boston, Massachusetts. Bus's nickname is Calico, which is a brand of waste containers that somehow tells me that you like to eat, and if anybody is unable to empty their plate, they can give it to you. Is that right, Bus? Good morning, Christoph Stadler, tuning in from Upper Austria. Servus, where exactly from Austria are you from? Our moderator Wolfgang is also from, I think you might consider Linz, North Austria. Fat cables, Is it an A321neo? You might be wondering. Well, why would you ask? I said it before, I'll say it again. Those A321neos are very capable at producing long flap tip vortices whenever humidity is right. More so than other airplane types, for some reason. Hey, thank you so much, Rico de Vos, for your super chat and for the kind words. Rico de Vos in Dutch writes how awesome this is. I'm glad to hear that you are enjoying, Rico. Hope everybody is. Don't forget to leave a like if you are enjoying the show and you haven't done so already. Plenty more is coming. 747's underway. And Sander letting us know that the Cathay Pacific Cargo 7478 has been confirmed for the Polderbaan. So let's get loud indeed, mate. Didn't I used to have that on my sound effect board? Yeah.
Let's get loud. Let's get loud.
Hey, is that another A321neo? Why do you ask? Big fat cables. In the meantime, Indigo is now also going to the wrong runway, but I am optimistic that we are going to be able to see it. Indigo arriving from Mumbai. Just a few minutes too late. Had it been a few minutes, 5 minutes earlier, it would have still been assigned to the Polderbaan, just like how this Pegasus still was. Pegasus, flypigs.com, aka Air Oink Oink. And in the background you were able to see the first airplane going to the center runway. That was KM Malta. Where is that coming from? You might be wondering. Well, not sure, but I think maybe Malta. Just a hunch. In the meantime, Sarah has returned in the chat. Good to see ya. Roy has also returned. Good to see ya, mate. Welcome to the show, everybody else who may have joined. Fritz, tuning in from South Limburg, also in the chat. Have a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I am seeing looking to the west. It's looking good. It's looking good. My apologies for the shoddy camera work today. I renewed the drag mechanism of the pan axis, so left and right, but it's going really light. That makes it harder to make it stable. You need drag, and if you don't have enough of it... Anyway, that will get sorted soon, hopefully more permanently. Indigo. It should be out there somewhere. And I think, yeah, it just became visible. There it is, Indigo, arrived from Mumbai in India. Flight 21, 7879 Dreamliner. Hey, and there's a bizjet coming to the Polderbaan. That's also nice. Guido asks about the limited use of the center runway. It is limited in its use due to noise abatement mostly. Schiphol is located in a very densely populated area of the Netherlands called the Randstad, which is a big urban conglomeration spanning from Amsterdam to Utrecht, The Hague, and Rotterdam. And the Polderbaan is situated so that airplanes flying out and flying into it produce less sound for the people living around Schiphol than traffic going to or from the center runway. So they do use it if it is necessary, but if possible, they'll use other runways. The two runways that are used the most are the Polderbaan and the Kaagbaan. Those are the preferential runways that are always in use if possible. Now in the meantime, a massive big thank you to Sardi, who just now also went ahead and gifted no less than 5 memberships. Sardi, thank you so much for your stupendous generosity. You didn't have to do it, but you did it anyway, and I hope that everybody who received a gifted membership from you just now will appreciate it and will enjoy it, and will most importantly also say thank you for it. Welcome to the Skylines new members. Have fun with your custom emojis. And thank you, Sardi, for your generosity. This is NetJets arriving from Ostend in Belgium. Small flight, small airplane, 32 minutes on the way. In the meantime, also a massive big thank you to Brandon Dommers, who is celebrating 4 months of membership. Ready for the heavies? We need some 777, he writes. Well, I cannot promise you anything, but we are going to get 747s. Is that okay as well? Will that work for you, Brandon? Thank you so much for your continued support. And I hope that everything in the lounge is still to your liking, mate. Stranger also back in the chat. Good to see ya. Adrie, goedemorgen. Good to see ya. Welcome to the show, everybody else who has joined. Didinho, good to see you again. Welcome back. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy, and we are here at the Polderbaan. The sun is slowly but surely coming out of hiding. It's opening up. Wherever you look, you see more blue. Although, yeah, it's relatively dark still looking to the east. That's good because that's not where the sun is at. It's already moving further to the south, so should not be a problem. I am actually optimistic that we are going to see the sun shining over here pretty soon. This is KLM Flight 1930, arriving from Geneva. Nice carrying cabin in the back. World to Fly already on the glide slope, Wolfgang says. Also nice. The Corendon World to Fly A350 900. PH Jet also back in the chat. And I am going to toast on all the 747s that are in today's show. Cheers! For those of you who joined us later, you may have missed a 747 from KLM landing here already. An A340 that I think we haven't seen before yet. A340 300 in the global livery, global air, something like that. In total, today in the show we are going to get 6 747s. One of them has already landed, the second one is close by. We got an A340. We still are expecting an A380. It means the full quad squad arriving here today. And this is Ryanair. Will it use the reversers? Will it or won't it? They won't. Not today. Gilberto asks about Mother Duckers. Only Gary Grebe have we seen here. No Mother Duckers, but we have seen Freddie Falcon earlier in the show. And that was absolutely beautiful to see. He was sitting on the lantern just north of me. He was looking absolutely beautiful, I should say. Over there. That's where he sat. Next to arrive, World to Fly Corendon A350 Flight 5990, arriving from Willemstad, Curaçao. Avgeeks Sim, good morning. Mervin, good morning. And PH Jet is celebrating 3 months of membership. No accompanying text along with the celebration, but that's okay. Thank you so much for your ongoing support, PH Jet, and I hope that everything in the lounge is still to your liking. If it isn't, let me know and let me see what I can do to make things better. This is Corendon, flight 5990, arriving from Willemstad, Curaçao. The flight has taken 8 hours and 34 minutes thus far. It's the EC-NTB, as always, actually. I'm still curious. I posed a question before. Maybe somebody in the chat knows how many crews are on rotation for this flight. Because it is always, lately it always has been the EC-NTB. So I think it's just one plane that they fly back and forth. How many crews do they have? I'm curious to learn. Spanish registered A350, 3 years old, first flight April 2022. Just celebrating, well, that's perfectly fine, PH Jet. Thank you once again for your support and congratulations. Hey there, Katie, who is tuning in from Istanbul. Welcome back, mate. Hope you're doing well. Peter thought 1 or 2 crews. I'm wondering if maybe if I engage the lock of my pan axis a little, does that... Will that maybe help for the drag setting? This is feeling a little... This is no lock, full lock, partial lock. That does introduce more drag. Hey, Paul is also back in the chat. Good to see you, Paul. Hope all is well. Good day to be returning in the chat because it is a beautiful show today. 8 Quad Squad members, if I counted correctly. There were 5 747s initially, but there is a bonus queen arriving. And besides the A380, we already saw an A340 as well. So that makes 8 quad-engined airplanes in this show. No. It's engaging the lock a little bit of the tilt axis. You saw it already engages stiction. In other words, jumping from when you start to initiate a lateral movement. That's not what you want. Just have to be very careful with camera operation. All right. All right. Another Embraer from KLM. Airplanes that you seldomly see over here. Norwegian Lipstick is approaching the center runway. Let's have a quick look of Flight Radar to see what is in store and where all the airplanes of interest are at right now. So Cathay Pacific, the bonus queen, is flying along the coastline, downwind, going to land here shortly. ETA 11:17, so that is a mere 6 minutes out. The next airplane of interest is going to be Atlas Air, which is already flying over the south of England. It will arrive here a few minutes to noon. Transavia Retro expected 12:16. The airplane arriving from Miami, the second 747, is expected now around 1:30. We have two 747s very close to one another. Saudia expected a minute to noon. This will arrive 3 minutes past noon, and this will arrive 3 minutes to noon. So 3 747s within 10 minutes, as it now is looking like. The Emirates A380 will arrive around 12:20. So that's a half hour in which we are going to see a shitload of quad squad members. Make sure, if you need to go away, that you will come back in time for those airplanes, because that is absolutely going to be incredible. Next airplane to arrive over here is Iberia, an A320 Neo, flight 731, arriving from Madrid. And the sun is starting to come out here. What? What is this? Incroyable. Brandon says, let's hope none of them will go to center. Well, the timing of the airplanes should mean that all the airplanes are going to land here on the Polderbaan. But then again, you never know. You never know, but around 12, there's no runway change happening anytime soon. We're right in the middle between parallel arrivals, which is until approximately 11:40, and the next batch of parallel arrivals, which should be around, commencing around 1 o'clock. So if all is well, we should be good. But you never know, it is Schiphol after all. Nothing over here is ever certain. Hey Melvin, goedemorgen. Mervin, good morning. Already said hi, I think. Sergeant Dope AF, good morning. Yeah, well, it's opening up slowly but surely as the weather forecasts predicted. Good to see that that is actually coming true. ITA Airways is going to the center runway. I think there it is. ITA Airways flight 120 arriving from Milan. That's a Bombardier C-Series 300. Cathay on the ILS now. Thank you, Jonah. Visibility, unfortunately, not yet good enough for glide slope shots. KLM flight 982 is visible. That's arriving from London City, and Embraer 190. The third airplane on the glide slope now is the Cathay Pacific Cargo bonus 7478, arriving from Paris. In between, another KLM. A 737-800 arriving from Dublin. South Island Aviation also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Welcome back. And welcome to the show, everybody else. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We are here at the Polderbaan with a shitload of quad-engined airplanes in today's show. No less than 8. The second queen of the show, a bonus queen, which we didn't foresee initially, is now number 3 to land here. A KLM Cargo 747 has already landed, and there are 4 more 747s underway. 2 from the east, 2 from the west. The last one is expected to arrive here around 1:30. Around noon is when it's going to get heavy with the heavy hitters. 3 747s now expected within 10 minutes. The A380 expected less than half an hour after those 3 747s. So if there is one time slot, you should be around here. It is around 12 to 12:30. Arrivals are in progress. It is 11:17. That means that we are almost halfway through the time span when 2 runways are open for arrivals. German Airways going to the center runway in the distance. Flight 1840 from KLM, arriving from Nuremberg. Eddie, goedemorgen. Flight Fanatics, goedemorgen. And welcome to the show, everybody else. Next after this KLM 737 is going to be a Cathay Pacific Cargo 747. Meanwhile, it can be contrail spotting. Oh, so shaky. My tripod already needing maintenance. Right. So much for following airplanes in the sky. Hey, Tiger is also back. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. I was about to say long time no see, but it's not that long ago. You were here, of course, on Sunday as well. All right. 737 has landed. Let's point the camera again in the direction of the glide slope. We are awaiting, and I think we can already see Queen number 2, bonus Queen, Cathay Pacific Cargo, flight 2038, arriving from Paris-Charles de Gaulle. Flight time for this flight today has been 45 minutes. It's the Bravo Lima Juliet, which is 13 years old. First flight October 2012. There she is. Bonus Queen number 2, or at least Queen number 2, the bonus Queen, Cathay Pacific Cargo flight 2038. Will it get loud? If there's one airplane type that has the potential to get mightily loud, it is the 747-8. Let's look and listen. Nice landing, nice wheelie, but underwhelming in the audio department. Hey there, Martin, good morning. Welcome back, mate. Perfect timing. Bacon Boo, good morning. Saim, good morning. Right, that was our bonus queen. One that only took off after the stream had already begun. Which is why the title of the stream says 5 747s, even though there are going to be 6 now. Quick look on Flight Radar to see what else is in store. Retro Transavia is approaching Paris and is expected noon. Now in the vicinity of London. If we can click on it instead of all the airports. Apex Logistics with an ETA of 11:57. ETA of 11:59 for Saudia and 12:03 for Cargolux. And then 12:20 for the A380. 12:16 for Retro Transavia, and the last airplane probably of today's show with an ETA of 1:35 is Atlas Air, arriving from Miami. Also a warm welcome to Tessa and to all others who have joined in the meantime. Next airplane landing here on the Polderbaan is going to be KLM flight 1056, arriving from Norwich, an Embraer 175. And behind it, going to the wrong runway, is Air China Cargo with an A330-200 arriving from Chengdu. Let's see if we are going to be able to see it. Should be arriving shortly. Now also looking to the east directly, it is opening up. Ah, and there's a nice contrail. I am going to give it another go. That just passed us by here. That's a Dreamliner from Lufty. It certainly is looking like it. Well, big picture-wise, this is what the west is looking like. This is what the north is looking like. This is what the east is looking like. And this is what the south is looking like. The lighting giving a certain atmosphere here to Schiphol Airport. In the meantime, the A330 from Air China Cargo over there. Arrival from Chengdu in China, it's an A330-200. Lufty 787, Frankfurt to Austin. There you go. Thank you so much, Malky. And what do we have here? German Airways with the pointillism-inspired tail, flying on behalf of KLM City Hopper. The DASFA. Hey there, Mac, welcome back. Good to see ya. Hope all is well. Welcome to the show, everybody else who joined in the meantime. Russell Crony over there. Bunch of nitpickers. Their mates are a bit further back, more towards the freshly sown field, where I am expecting wheat will appear in a few weeks from now. You can actually see the path and also linear formation of birds over there. More formations of birds further this way, here in the foreground. More cronies. And the KLM A321 Neo in the back. The lighting in the atmosphere, absolutely unique. Go into the light, my airplane. Butsy asks if I have any stones. I have a few stones in my tent to keep the tent weighed down for when it is windy. But I'm not going to use them on these birds, of course. Hey, that's good news, Marissa. KLM Flight 1216 is the last plane for center arriving from the east, at least for now. It's Narrowbody's Fest in the meantime over here at the Polderbaan. KLM Flight 912 arriving from Aberdeen, and that's an Embraer 190. Marijke asks, kidney stones? Absolutely not. I'm healthy like that. No kidney stones for me. Next up will be Iceland Air Flight 506, arriving from Reykjavik. Even though the sun is occasionally showing itself, glide slope visibility isn't improving that much yet. Iceland Air Flight 506, a MAX 8 737, 2 hours and 50 minutes underway. Should become visible shortly. Goedemorgen Daans Simworld. And welcome to the show, everybody else who may have joined in the meantime. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. And this is the Polderbaan, where the full quad squad actually turns out to be arriving. The A340 has already landed, 2 747s have landed, 4 more are on their way, plus the A380. Hey Michael, goedemorgen. Michael Vogel. Vogel, Dutch for bird. The Dutch word for bird is vogel, V-O-G-E-L. JP Mac doesn't wish kidney stones on anybody. I agree. For what I've heard, I'm not an experienced patient, but I've always been told that those are one of the worst pains that people can have. That and cluster headaches. Now you might be wondering, boy, when are we going to see more wide bodies? I'm growing a little tired of all those narrow bodies. You are lucky because after Iceland Air has landed, the next airplane is going to be a Delta Airlines A330, flight 236 in fact, arriving from Tampa in Florida. Go into the light, my child. Blue, no. Green, no. Still yellow, yes, keep it up. Is what Dukman, aka Buddy, is writing. Well, mate, thank you so much for your continued support and all the other forms of support. Not in the last place, helping Simi out with all the automation recently and also with the frequent donations that you usually do via PayPal. Mate, thank you so much for your continued support as a member. 7 months now. Hope everything in the lounge is to your liking. If not, you know how to reach me. Let me know. I want to know and let me see what I can then do to make things better. Buddy, dankjewel. Thank you so much for your continued support. Hope you'll stay around for many more months to come. If not in the lounge, then at least in Lurkers Lounge. Delta Airlines flight 236 arriving from Tampa in Florida. A330, 7 hours and 15 minutes on the way. November 823, November Whiskey. 10-year-old airplane. First flight January 2015. Jaco, goeiedag. Milo, goeiemorgen. Hadi Gerrit, goeiemorgen. Welcome to the show, one and all. Now, will this Delta get loud? They do have the potential. Will they use it? It's bothering the crap out of it. We've definitely seen worse. Now they're also doing something over there. Excavators. Everywhere where you look around Schiphol, they're doing stuff. It's quiet at the fire station. Haven't seen the firefighters yet. I'm starting to doubt whether we are going to see them still. Maybe not in today's stream. Usually when they do come, it is earlier in the show already. Next up will be Air Canada Flight 808 in the Star Alliance livery. Arrival from Toronto. We have another bird over there. Which one is this? Ah, that's Russell. And his cronies are still over there. Here's a Canada Flight 808. It's in the Star Alliance livery. Another A330-300. Flight time 6 hours and 33 minutes. It's Charlie Golf Oscar Foxtrot Victor. It's not really a proper Canadian airplane if it doesn't have a Quebec in the registration now, is it? It's 12 years old. Its first flight was in July 2013. Next after that is looking to be KLM Flight 924, which is arriving from Eden in Scotland. Yeah, Marissa is warning justifiably, don't be fooled, this is a bank robber incognito. Hide your money and other valuables. They're coming for the loot. Don't say we didn't warn you. Very controlled landing. That's how they get ya. That's how they get ya. Acting nice. And then when you least expect it, boom. Where are my jewels? Where's my money? Where are my stock certificates? In the meantime, a warm welcome to Tessa, who has just become our latest Aurora Sky Lounge member. Welcome to the lounge, mate. Thank you for your vote of confidence. Hope everything in lounge will be to your liking. If you need to know where stuff is, ask around. Many have gone before you and will happily show you the way, mate. Don't forget, you now have 34 custom emojis at your disposal. It is strongly recommended that you use them however you see fit. That goes for all members, new and old. Those custom emojis are there to be had fun with, so make sure that you have fun with them. The more inappropriately you can use them, the funnier it is usually. Hey Richard, goedemorgen. And not yet Gerrit, not yet completely. She is getting better, but it's going very slowly. Very stubborn virus or whatever it is that she is still suffering the after effects from. But she is getting better slowly but surely, Gerrit. Thank you for asking. Hey there, Olaf. Goedemorgen, good morning. And welcome back. So yeah, this is now the only part in the sky where things still look a bit murky. In all other directions, there is blue sky visible. It's mostly the south right now. But, well, it's already a day and night difference compared to what the beginning of the stream looked like. Hey, that's good news, Marissa. Both Apex Logistics and Saudia 747 assigned to the Polderbaan. It's nice to get it confirmed. Here we have KLM Flight 924 arriving from Eden in Scotland. It's a 737-700. After that, we are going to see a KLM Embraer 175, which will be arriving from Hanover in Germany. Not exactly the longest flights. I will give her your regards, Martin. Thank you so much. And all the best to your wife as well. Howdy Aphrodite, good to see you again. Lurking in the lounge today. You're in good company. Hope all is well. And good to see you again. KLM 737-700. No special Karen cabin for her. I'm starting to think plus half a stop is starting to look a little bright on my screen. Maybe I should lower the exposure compensation a little bit back to plus a quarter stop. which is what I did just now. I'm surrounded by birds everywhere I look. Most of them crow crew. I always wanted to star in a Hitchcock movie. This is my time to shine. I'll drink to that. Bottoms up. Hey Han, goedemorgen. Good to see you, mate. Welcome back. Hope all is well, mate. JM asks, sta je lekker? Are you standing comfortably? Well, I am, absolutely. Luckily, it's not very cold, it's not very windy, and it is dry. Plus, I'm in good company with you guys, and a lovely day with a lot of interesting airplanes here, so what's not to like? In the meantime, a big congratulations and thank you to Tom Schillemans, who is celebrating 19 months of membership, getting closer and closer. And I think that is in reference to getting the blue badge, which you'll receive after 24 months of membership. Only 5 more to go. Thank you so much, Tom, for your support. I hope everything in the lounge is still to your liking. If it isn't, let me know. If you guys are growing tired of me being a broken record, let me know as well. It is becoming a bit repetitive, but that's what you get when so many members are celebrating. Isn't it too muddy? Gerrit asks, and the answer is yes, it is too muddy. I tried to be smart and use the tractor tracks to wade over here, but I actually almost fell and had a lot of dirt and mud on my shoes. Now that I have already cleaned, but the utility cart, if you look at the wheel, is very muddy. There's a slab of mud lying right behind it. I will have to put the garden hose on it to clean it. I think on my way back I'm going to walk a little bit towards the excrement bridge, walk around on this side, and you can see right where Russell is now at, there is a patch of grass where seemingly there is no mud, so I hope I will be able to make it over to the asphalt of the cycling path on my way back. Yeah, I don't know what they did that there is all of a sudden so much mud over here in the grass. The first couple of meters, it wasn't further back when you go back to the parking lot, but walking with a full utility cart through the grass is pretty much a chore. So you want to stay on the asphalt as long as possible, but it's not very customer friendly. Let's put it mildly like that. Mr. Mika says use wellies. Well, I do have wellies lying around in my shed, but the downside of wellies is that they even with two pairs of socks on, you still get cold feet, and that is something that I am already very susceptible to. I'm also standing here with heated gloves on because getting cold extremities is something I am very susceptible to. So I have thought about bringing wellies, but I think my feet would probably freeze off in the meantime standing here, and that's even on not so cold days like today. Anyway, Joop is signing off. Thanks for joining, Joop, and hopefully see you again soon. Marijke is very tired, but that is because of the puppy and not because of me. Puppies can be a handful, can't they? Then again, so too can cats, kittens, and young children. And a lot of people can also be a handful. The crows are confirming. Grah! They know all too well. This is KLM flight 964, an Embraer 190. Right, ladies and gentlemen, it is 11:47. Polderbaan is the only runway in use for arrivals. There is a ton of quad-engined airplanes coming. Let's have a look. Have a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. This is what is in store. So sit back and relax, or if you need to go grab a cup of coffee, make a sandwich, or go to the bathroom, be quick, because pretty soon we are going to see these airplanes. Atlas Air, Apex Logistics, expected in 11 minutes from now. Saudia is expected in 13 minutes from now. Cargolux is expected 4 minutes after that. Here in the vicinity of Kortrijk, we have Transavia, the retro livery, which is expected, what was it, 12:14. And then the A380, 12:18. So rush hour is commencing. Make sure that you are ready for it. You still have a few minutes before the first quad-engined airplane is arriving. Let me do a quick battery replacement of one of my heated gloves. Jaco is thinking about 3 back-to-back 747s. Wouldn't that be something, ladies and gentlemen? That is... I think that would make a first. I don't think I have seen 3 747s back-to-back in all of the time I've been streaming thus far, or before that, ever. Gerrit wonders if the ducks still haven't returned, and I am afraid that I have to affirm that. Don't think I've seen the ducks here since the mounds of sand have gone. Gary Grebe was here before. I even haven't seen Chris Coot today. And Hans says you're no longer a puppy, although in comparison to some of us, indeed. Well, I think we're all puppies mentally. Most of us still are, probably. Let's find consolidation in that knowledge. We're all puppies at heart. Right. If you guys are fans of Embraer 190s, it's your lucky break, because with the exception of the second airplane now on the glide slope, which is a Ryanair 737, there are 3 back-to-back now coming this way. First arrival is going to be KLM flight 984, arriving from London City, and as you can already see by the greyness, it is in the SkyTeam livery. 37 minutes of flight time. Papa Hotel Echo Zulu X-Ray, one of 2 airplanes remaining in KLM's fleet in the SkyTeam livery. Now, sadly, the clouds are thickening again. It may mean that we will be able to see sunspots again, so you can see variation in the cloud density. It's hard to pinpoint where the sun actually is. I think, yeah, there it is. Yeah, no, it's too bright. We need thicker clouds. Yeah, that's better. Well, isn't that interesting? There's a couple of sunspots over there. And what we saw earlier has migrated to the edge. Nice to see. You can also see that the sun itself is actually rotating, thus we are moving around it. And that makes that the sunspots, which are also, of course, dynamic, and can resolve again that we saw on Sunday are no longer as clearly visible today. Ryanair disappointing in the audio department today. Was hoping for a bit more audio, but unfortunately Gerrit asks, is this the only plane still in the SkyTeam livery? If all is well, it shouldn't be. If all is well, there is still a 737-900 also in SkyTeam livery, if I recall correctly, but do correct me if I'm wrong. That's the Papa Hotel Bravo X-Ray Oscar BXO. Right, it's back to the Embraer 190s again. Two back-to-back. Although glide slope visibility has been abysmal. Maybe tomorrow. Sarah says, I think we had two 747s land here, but not consecutively. They were within 3 planes, I remember. Yeah, I don't think I think Bart might have filmed it once. 2 back-to-back 747s. I have filmed at least 2 encounters of A380 and 747 back-to-back. In fact, I actually made a YouTube short about that I still have to publish. I also don't recall having seen 2 747s land consecutively, let alone 3. Going for 3 would make a new record. Now, I think KLM flight 1710 is going to be in the way, ladies and gentlemen. Unless they are letting that go way to the north before turning in. I'm afraid that they might, well, yeah, you do have the what's it called again? Wake turbulence. It will, if an Embraer 190 is going to follow a 747, the spatial separation has to be large. So yeah, but I think they can squeeze the Embraer 190 in between the Atlas and the Saudia. Oh, that would have been terrific. 3 consecutive 747s. Then again, the spatial separation is large and glide slope visibility is non-existent. So it is a it is a record on paper, or at least it would have been a record on paper if it were to happen. But yeah, KLM flight 1710 is going to be squeezed in. Hey Raif, good to see you again, mate. Welcome to the show, everybody else. Sit back and enjoy. Quad Squad Fest is commencing. 3 747s in 10 minutes or less. If you're enjoying that, make sure to leave a like if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button if you want to support the channel, or if you want to participate in the live chat, or if you want to post stuff in the community section. Have a look over there. If you're a subscriber, you can also post stuff over there. Many have already found the community section and are posting interesting pictures and messages. And seems that there have been 2 birthdays recently, both from Aphrodite and from Marissa. Congratulations, ladies. A belated happy birthday to both of you. Yep, KLM Flight 1710 has been squeezed in between the 747s. Right. Atlas Air. Flight 5219. There she is. Third queen of the show, arriving from Miami, Florida. Apex Logistics, operated by Atlas Air. 7 hours and 49 minutes on the way. The November 419 Mike Charlie, which is a 747-400 freighter, 28 years old already. First flight December 1996. Means it is turning 29 this month. Let's see, 1996 I was still firmly in middle school for another 4 years. What were you doing back then? Let's look and listen. Hopefully she'll get loud. If not, we still have a few more 747s in minutes from now that can do it as well. Idle, reverse landing. It's not happening with Apex Logistics. No loud reversers, unfortunately. Meanwhile, for some reason, a big chunk of dense clouds is drifting in. Look at what things are looking like right now. It's like we're back at the beginning of the stream when we had similar cloudy conditions. So much for the sunshine today. Right. They're squeezing airplanes in between the 747s. No 2 consecutive 747 landing today. Even though if it were to occur, we wouldn't be able to see them together in one glide slope shot. KLM Flight 1710 is arriving from Luxembourg. It's an Embraer 190. After that, Saudi Flight 933, the 747 arriving from Jeddah. A 777-200 from KLM, arriving from Rio de Janeiro. Squeezed in between it and the next 747, which is now turning in. Cargo Lux arriving from Nairobi. A380 now also in Dutch airspace. Thanks for keeping us posted, Marissa. This is KLM Flight 1710, arriving from Luxembourg. Another Embraer 190. Which you can seldomly see here, particularly from KLM. KLM is a carrier that you hardly ever see here in the Netherlands. You have to use a magnifying glass to find them. Not exactly a ubiquitous carrier here in the Netherlands. Donna says, 96, I got divorced. Yeah, baby. For some reason, I think you're not very sorry about divorcing back then. All right, next queen, Saudi Flight 933, arriving from Jeddah. The Jeddah nights are coming. 5 hours 47 minutes is the flight time. It's a 747-400 freighter, the 9H, aka the 9 Hakka. 9 Hotel Alpha Kilo Alpha, 30 years old, even older than the previous 747. First flight January 1995, and a little bit of wing fluff over the top foil of the wings even. First time we're seeing that on the 747 today. Right, fingers crossed, let's look and listen. Well, it's a little disappointing in the audio department with respect to the quad-engined airplanes today, I'm sad to say. Hey, Jeff, also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. So yeah, 2 747s and another one shortly arriving. Now the number 2. We are getting the silent treatment today, Maria, indeed. Now, before the next 747 will land here, KLM Flight 706 is going to make an appearance here. 777-200 arriving from Rio de Janeiro, already coming this way. The lights are out. H1 bird control van is also coming this way. Are we in for a drag race, ladies and gentlemen? Wouldn't that be something? Well, bird controllers are taking a big lead now. Oh wait, no, it's not bird control. It's a training vehicle or something. TR. It's definitely not H1. Right, KLM Flight 706 arriving from Rio de Janeiro, which is in the vicinity of... Ecuador! On a global scale, at least. Hey, and it seems that we've crossed through 400 likes. Thank you all so much for that. Glad to see you guys are enjoying the show. Hope that goes for everybody. Feel free to leave more likes. On paper, it should help to reach a wider audience, although I am very doubtful that it actually does. It can't hurt, at least. Next up, Cargo Lux, flight 942, arriving from Nairobi, which is the capital of Kenya, which is a country in Africa. Cargo Lux, operated by Cargo Lux Italia, 8 hours and 35 minutes on the way. This is the Lima X-ray uniform Charlie Victor, 21 years old, first flight April 2004. Will it get loud? Second 747 with wing fluff. Is humidity increasing again? Almost looks like it. They're refusing to reverse and get loud. They're on strike. It's a bloody shame. 1, 2, 3 747s over here at Schiphol Airport. Are we back in the 1990s? Have we gone into a time machine? Because it certainly is looking like it. Don't think it's been recent that we've seen so many 747s, moving 747s, so close to one another. Well, there's still the A380. The A380 almost always uses its reversers In the meantime, a massive big thank you to Jörg, aka JD, who just now went ahead and gifted 5 memberships. You didn't have to do that, mate. Thank you so much for doing it. A warm welcome to the Aurora Skylines, those new members. Don't forget to say thank you to Jörg or JD if you are one of the recipients of his gifted memberships. Have fun with the custom emojis that you now will have at your disposal for a month. 34 of them. Get creative with them. Make us laugh with them. But by all means, use them. Jörg, thank you so much once again for your generosity. 5 new members courtesy of you. And a warm welcome to those new members. Yin is back, good to see ya. Railhoven, good to see ya. Welcome to the show, everybody else. Hey Siegfried, goedemiddag. This is KLM Flight 767 arriving from Boner. It's an A330-200. What? Welcome to opposite land, where KLM A330s all of a sudden start using their reversers, and 747s refuse to do so. Butt shot in the making. Butt shot in the making. And Thijs says that the KLM 100 years is 5 minutes out. 4 minutes out. Ethan, good morning. Tuning in from snowy, freezing Saratoga Springs, New York. Well, good morning and welcome back, mate. Over here, it's not freezing, but it is getting a bit darker with the low nebulosity over here. But it is still relatively warm for the time of year. Is this Fidel Castro then, or is this Freddie Falcon? Oh. Did it catch something? Oh. From what I can see, it doesn't look like it caught something. Or did it? No, wait, I think it might have caught something. Unfazed. Unfazed. Close to the runway where just now Han's favorite was landing. Sorry, Han, that you missed the spot. The spot, the dot. Yeah, it definitely caught something just now. It definitely caught something just now. What's this bird then? Hey, is that... Ah! Another buddy. Right, so... Earlier in the show, we had a beautiful look at Freddie Falcon, who was sitting here on the lantern. Now, Fidel and Raul Kestrel making their appearance. One of them caught a mouse. It is lunchtime. Indeed, it is, Maria. Michael DCA also back in the chat. Good to see you, Michael. Hope you were in time to see the 747s landing just now, the 3. Iceland Air Flight 500. Next airplane on the glide slope is arriving from Atlanta, Georgia, KLM Flight 622, 787-10 Dreamliner. Let's have a quick look and see where the airplanes of interest that are still expected are at. Pretty soon we're going to see Retro Transavia, and the Emirates A380 is in the vicinity of Lelystad, also coming this way. There is another 747 out, still over there, now with an ETA of 148. That's getting later by the hour. Hey, and Alvin is also back in the chat. What up, mate? Not sure when you joined, but hopefully you were in time to see the 3 almost back-to-back 747s landing here not more than 10 minutes ago. Next up, KLM flight 622, arriving from Atlanta, Georgia, 787-10 Dreamliner. That's the KLM 100 years livery, the BKA, Bravo Kilo Alpha. The BKA, 6 years old, first flight June 2019. 6 years is also the number of years that this livery is already outdated. KLM growing older and older, well over 100 years now. Ah, that's unfortunate, Alvin. Poor timing. It's a full quad squad day. The title says 5 747s and the A380, but there was a 6th bonus queen that took off and already has landed from Paris, Cathay Pacific Cargo, and also an A340 that I wasn't aware of. So turns out it is a full quad squad day here with no less than 8 quad squad members. 6 747s, plus an A340 and an A380. Here the KLM 100 years, 787-10. Erik also back. Erik wonders if it is his screen or if it is a bit misty over here. It's not your screen. Well, it might also be your screen, but it's certainly also the conditions over here. Next up will be a KLM 777-300 arriving from Sao Paulo, which is in Brazil, not far away from Need to press the button a bit further in. It's all relative, of course. I wouldn't want to hike from Sao Paulo to to Ecuador per se, but globally speaking, it's not very far away. Casper is asking if the A380 isn't going to the Kaagbaan, and you're right, it isn't. Kaagbaan is in use for departures today and not for arrivals. Well, how things have changed rather quickly. Looking to the west, to the south, to the east, and lastly back to the north. Situation over here changing rapidly. It started the way things are right now, cloudy, misty. Then, all of a sudden, we saw some openings and blue sky, even a contour remnant here and there. And now it's back to monotonous grayness. It was mentioned in the forecasts that later today it was going to open up and the sun was about to appear a bit more regularly. It was looking like it was happening, but apparently it was only short-lived. Now, what do we have here? I spy with my little eye a beautiful, cute boop the snoot snooty. This is, of course, Transavia Retro. Arriving from Valencia. 2 hours and 4 minutes on the way. The Papa Hotel, Yankee Hotel Delta. Brand new, first flight, July 2025. We saw its delivery flight earlier on the day of its first flight. Sun or no sun, this airplane is looking beautiful. Right. Next airplane of interest is going to be the Emirates A380. Last time we checked a few minutes ago, it was already in the vicinity, but now it is on the downwind leg, flying to the north. Normally, with good visibility, with decent visibility, it would have been visible from here. Alas, not today. Right, I am counting at least 5 narrow bodies that are going to precede the A380. 3 of them already established, 1 is turning in and 1 is still flying downwind. Okay, Tom, who is reporting from Vianen, says that over there the sun is shining. Nice to hear, mate. Good to see you again. Hope all is well, Tom. It's probably nebulosity emanating from the Gulf of Yorkshire. It's probably just the coastal regions that are infected by it. Vienna is not only a bit further to the south, but also further landward. Hopefully the sunniness will also make its way over here again. Hadi Henk, goedemiddag. And Mehmet, good afternoon to you too, mate. Mehmet just now coming in with a gifted membership, and Casper is the recipient. Welcome to the Skylines, Casper. Have fun with the custom emojis. Don't forget to say thank you to Mehmet. And enjoy those custom emojis, mate. Now, it's pretty grey here, but like Gerrit mentioned already just now, it is at least going to stay dry, or at least that's what they say. I actually almost got wet this morning as I was making my way through this puddle of mud. I was walking in the tractor tracks and I thought I was smart doing that, but it was still slippery and I almost fell into the mud. Not sure why they placed so much mud here in the sand. Probably wasn't done on purpose, but I don't recall having seen this here before until I arrived here on Sunday. I mean, in prior years, the grass always used to be accessible. Now, obviously, if this mud would dry out, it would be blown away as regular sand, but this time of year that's not going to happen anytime soon, of course. Nice butt shot in the KLM tower, the Polderbaan tower over there. Relatively stable weather, not a lot of heat wave distortion. Hey, Lot is also bringing a retro livery to Schiphol, Tom says. That's nice. The Lot Retro is also a gorgeous looker. Hey Richie, good afternoon. And Chantal can't wait to see the A380. Well, I think you and almost everybody here, I for one also am looking forward to seeing it. Hopefully it's going to use its reversers, unlike the 747s. I think not a single one of the 6 that we have seen, or 5 at least that we have seen, have used their reversers, have they? Not that I can recall. Not a single one. Very disappointing. Bulldozer, good afternoon, mate. And also a massive big thank you to Alvin, who just now went ahead and gifted 5 memberships. Mate, you didn't have to do that. Thank you so much for doing it anyway. And a warm welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge, those 5 new members. If you are one of the recipients of Alvin's gifted memberships, make sure to say thank you to him. And please enjoy the custom emojis that you now will have at your disposal for a month. Use them however you see fit, but use them. That's the most important thing. They're there to have fun with, so make sure that you do. Don't forget to say thank you to Alvin, if you are one of the recipients of his 5 gifted memberships. Alvin, once again, thank you so much for your generosity. And a warm welcome to the Sky Lounge new members. 5 times silent treatment indeed, Marissa says. Pfft. What have we done to deserve this? All right. Well, Transavia A321neo is going to be next. Thought I saw something, but that is just a little speck of me speaking with consumption. That was on my camera screen. Emirates Flight 147 is now number 2. Established on the glide slope. Normally speaking, we would have already seen it miles ahead. We would have been able to follow it from the moment it was turning to the north to fly downwind. I'm not going to follow the Transavia A321neo. I'm going to keep the camera focused at where hopefully the A380 will appear a bit earlier than the A321 did just now. A flock of birds that you were able to see in the foreground traversing away from the runway. That's good. That's good. Hey there, Nuno. Good morning and welcome back, mate. Perfect timing. Now, if you guys only joined us just now, you probably have missed 5 747s landing here before, plus an A340 as well. Full quad squad day here today. There is another 747 expected. The next one will arrive here in almost 1.5 hours from now. Not sure if that is going to be worthwhile sticking around for, with mostly narrow bodies following the A380. And oh, it's the Falcon. No, the Falcon is sitting right. He's landed just right here. If he's moving, if he moves a little bit further this way, that's even better. Freddy Falcon is sitting right next to me right now. Right. Oh man. Freddy Falcon is sitting right next to me, but he is he's sitting too far to the west. The lantern itself is in the way, the light. And this is one of the newest A380s, Wolfgang says. This is the Alpha 6 Echo Victor Kilo. 6 years old, first flight June 2019. So even the one of the newest is already 6 years old. Let's look a listen. Haha, finally. Well, at least the A380 didn't disappoint with idle reversers. They certainly used theirs. Freddy Falcon just now moved one lantern further to the south. There's a pedestrian walking by, so maybe he got scared because of it, but there he is. Have a look. Yeah, and there's a pedestrian coming this way. Oh, and now the other birds are are afraid. Interesting dynamics. Well, there's your A380. And here Aer Lingus giving us a butt shot. The A380 will pass by in the background from the right pretty soon. Big picture wise, what are we now looking for? Atlas Air is approaching. It's getting later and later. Still 1.5 hours almost out. In the meantime, probably nothing but narrow bodies in the meantime. So I'm pretty doubtful about staying here or not. It's not very warm with the sun away. Marissa informing us that there's a Qatar 777 at 13:05, Turkish A330 at 13:07, and no further heavies until the 747. Exactly, and those those wide bodies that you just now mentioned, Marissa, are also going to be landing on the other runway, of course, because by then parallel arrivals will have commenced. Yeah, it's probably a good moment to wrap up then. I think we have seen the most important things now, at least for today. Hopefully tomorrow we'll see a bit more. It's all narrow bodies now that I see. Well, KLM Flight 755 is arriving from Guayaquil still. That's going to land here. Most of the other airplanes. Most of the airplanes, narrow bodies. Lot is still coming. That's in the retro livery. Definitely worthwhile to wait for that. There's Saudia still coming. Right. It's not all doom and gloom yet. It's always good to double check. Saudia is still coming. We have that Embraer 175 or 190 from Lot in the special livery, the retro livery. That is a looker. Right, KLM Flight 1164 up next. E2 Embraer 195 arriving from Bergen. After that, KLM Flight 1602 arriving from Rome. That's a 737-900. Transavia arriving from TOS. That is Tromsø. That's number 3. And Lot special livery is going to be the 5th. The 5th to arrive. Hey, looks like a little bit of an opening. It's interesting that a bit further land inward it is sunny, and over here it is completely cloudy. And this is KLM flight, what is this, 1164 arriving from Bergen. Saudia Dreamliner confirmed for the Polderbaan. Thank you, Sander. As expected, still before 1 o'clock and already in the relative vicinity. And this is KLM Flight 1602 arriving from Rome. Right, the Lot Retro is now number 3 on the glide slope. Saudia is flying just north of Purmerend. And indeed, a little behind the Saudia is the MNG Airlines as well. The A321 cargo with the green tail, I think. We've seen that before a few times already. Transavia Flight 5072 arriving from Tromsø. 2 hours and 45 minutes on the way. That's probably somewhere in the north of Scandinavia, isn't it? The Papa Hotel, Hotel X-Ray Delta, 9 years old, first flight May 2016. You can definitely see there's still a lot of moisture in the air. 737 also displaying the vortices of the flap tips. 737s are not as capable at producing them as A321neos, for instance, are. Now, are we going to see an A321neo in the immediate nearby future? Doesn't look like it. Wolfgang says that the MNG has a golden bird in the tail fin. Is that a new variety of the livery then? No, we've seen this one before, I'm pretty sure of it. Looking at the picture on Flight Radar, I'm pretty certain that this is a recurring visitor. Right, so now number 2, immediately behind this airplane is Lot in the retro livery. Lot Emperor 175, flight 263, arriving from Warsaw. And over here is KLM flight 1614, arriving from Milan. 737-800. Next airplane will be a Lot Embraer 175 in the retro livery. Here it is, arriving from Warsaw. The Lot retro livery, quite a tongue breaker. 1.5 hours on the way and a bit more. 1 hour 39 minutes. 15 years old, the Splim Sierra Papa Lima India Mike. 15 years old already. We've seen this one before. Always nice to see. First flight was in April 2010. Jill Bima also back in the chat. Good to see you, Jill Bima. Dark Dog, good afternoon, goedemiddag. And welcome to the show. I don't think the show will last that long any longer, but there were still a few interesting airplanes after the A380, this being one of them. Saudia is also on final now, the Saudia Dreamliner flight 215. And have a look at this beautiful retro livery. The registration is almost bigger than the name of the airline. Seems a bit disproportional. And a nice butt shot to boot. Nice indeed, Michael. Absolutely. And hey, it's a flock of birds. It's a flock of pigeons, actually. That took off from the field right next to me. So I'm wondering, are there predator birds over there? Is that why they are flying away? Could be. BA City Flyer is arriving from London City.
You know, fish, chips, cup of tea, bad food, worse weather, Mary fucking Poppins, London.
Hans also has to go. Thanks for stopping by, mate. Hopefully see you again tomorrow. And enjoy the rest of your day. Now, BA City Flyer will be followed by Saudia, a Dreamliner arriving from Jeddah. Still in the old beige livery, which I think is infinitely less appealing than the new one is, the white and the green stripe. After that, MNB with an A321 cargo airplane. And then a 777 arriving from Guayaquil, which I think would make for a lovely last airplane of today's show. After that, I'm going home and order a new tripod because Lord knows I need one. This is absolutely abysmal. Hardly any drag left on my pen axis, the left to right movement, and that makes it very wobbly and susceptible for bad tracking. Richard also back, good to see you, mate. Malky isn't a huge fan of the new Saudia livery. The 75th anniversary version is much better in his eyes. Well, yeah, but that's a special livery, of course. I still think it looks better than this does. I think this looks very bland. White and desert sand, beige or whatever it is. You can see that this airplane emanates from an area in the world where there's a lot of sand. It shows. Well, I can replace the part, Alvin. The problem is I already did this, I think it was back in September, so after 3 months already the grease is seeping out of the drag mechanism. It's an enclosed case with grease in it, and due to its construction you can set different drag settings because of it. It should be enclosed, and the grease in it should stay in it, at least theoretically, but on paper I've noticed that it wears, and sometimes quicker than other times. I've had the part replaced several times now, but it is a plastic casing. This is the low end tripod of Sachtler, and I'm looking to upgrade to something that is a bit more robust, that is also used by TV stations and etc. Here, at least in Europe, whenever when you see the behind the scenes, you always see Flowtech tripods and Active 8 or Active series heads. Those have drag mechanisms with, first of all, more drag settings, which means you have more headroom. If the drag becomes too little, you have more settings to increase the drag with, 7 versus 3. Plus, it's also the casing of the drag mechanism on those more higher end tripods are made out of metal. I already saw that. That, of course, makes for a more firm construction, or at least on paper it should. Means that it should probably wear slower than this part on this tripod does. Added bonus is also a new set of legs. This one is from metal, and even though I have it attached to the ground with 3 guy wires, you can see there's torque, and the Flowtech legs are made of carbon fiber and are much thicker. So although an expensive investment, I think it is worthwhile. It is the industry standard here in Europe for electronic news gathering. A good Christmas present indeed. It's also good to still make an investment this big before the end of the fiscal year with respect to deductions. Right. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is KLM Flight 755, and I am going to wrap up after this. It is, of course, Flight 755 arriving from Guayaquil, which is a port town in a country called... which isn't situated on the continent, called... If all is well, I should be back again tomorrow. They did warn for a few droplets, but I don't think, even if it were to rain tomorrow, it's not going to amount to something substantial, so pretty confident, hopeful, more properly, that I am going to be able to do another stream tomorrow. I wasn't expecting reversers to be deployed, even though we did see one KLM A330 do that earlier in the show. There's always the exception to the rule. Right, time to wrap up. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for joining me here today. I had a wonderful time and I hope you guys did too. A big thank you to all of you for joining me here today. Thanks for all the support, for all the super chats, the super stickers, the gifted memberships. I hope that everybody who received a gifted membership today has said or will still say thank you to the gifter. A big thank you to all the moderators for keeping the chat friendly and accessible once again. I hope to see you all again tomorrow. For now, I'm going to say goodbye. Stay warm and healthy, and I will see you again soon. Take care. Bye for now.